And then Greg and Jedediah hadn't had a chance. We'll go to Greg first.
Well, first, good news about the pastor. It shows what happens when you have a president who doesn't blink. They knew that he wasn't going to change his mind.
And their economy is in a free fall.
Yeah, so here's I want to address the central argument that Lemon has and others have when you describe somebody as a minstrel or as a prop. I've learned in my life that any criticism that can be applied everywhere is useless. It's pointless. For example, I could just as easily look at Don Lemon and say, wow, CNN pulled out their prop. They needed somebody to talk about Kanye, so they called up the black guy. So you can use this. You can use this here on the 5 with Juan. I can call you a prop, but I would never do that. The fact is, this sort of criticism can be applied anywhere that there are blacks and whites together. That's my point. Wherever you see an olive branch between a black person and a white person, somebody can say, ha! The white's using him as a minstrel, and the black is seeking power. You can say that now for everything, and that's why it's so dangerous. Why not just take it for what it is, which you're seeing people actually having a dialogue? When you reduce somebody to a minstrel, or you have the gall to actually bring up his late mother to make a point, in which you use his late mother as some kind of vessel for your own envy. What I saw there, I saw a person who felt ineffectual, who felt that he's not part of the game. So he sees what's going on in the White House, and Lemon in his brain is saying, why can't that be me? That's not fair. I should be there. And so he went after this guy because this guy has the guts to stand up and take the slings and arrows. If CNN were around 2,000 years ago, the C would stand for crucify him.
Jedediah, what do you think about especially the comments that he is mentally ill, and that to me felt a little over the line?
Over the line, and what bothers me about this is that they've infantilized Kanye. This is a guy who's been very successful. He's a successful businessman. He went in there, he wasn't just talking nonsense, as some have said. He was talking about stop and frisk. He was talking about what he cares about. I mean, what do you think all these celebrities that went into the Obama White House, you think they were all policy experts? They all went in and they sat down and they were a Dana Perino? No, they had an opinion. They cared about issues. They went in, they made their case. The criticism from the right was not personal attacks of those people. It was not saying things which have been said about Kanye, that he's dumb, that he's sick, that he's a madman, that he's a traitor. All of that has been said about Kanye. People were saying, when folks on the left were going in, celebrities on the left were going in to meet with Obama and all that, the commentary was, well, this is typical because, you know, Democrats and Hollywood are hand in hand. No one was going out there and saying personal attacks, oh, George Clooney is mentally unstable. This is over the line. This is because they cannot handle dissent. They cannot handle dissent. And as someone who has lived in New York City her whole life, I went to Columbia University, I taught in liberal academia, I can tell you that when you stand out, there is a pattern on the left of having to marginalize that person, of having to point out that there's something wrong with them, of having to drive them out. They are now trying to ruin this guy's career and ruin his credibility. And they're going to stop at nothing. And I have a real problem with that. Whether I agree with Kanye or not, that type of behavior should not be accepted.
By the way, Greg, I just don't want it to go without comment that I don't think I'm a token or a...
But you see my point about the argument.
I don't see your point because I don't think anybody would say that to you, Greg.
No, my point is anytime...
And I don't think that given my record as a journalist, I don't think there's any way that you'd say, oh, but gee, does Juan Williams
I'm talking about the superficial looking at color. People looking at color and going, oh, there's a black person and a white person.
Greg,
I'm saying it could be used anywhere.
As a white person, I would say, listen, what
could be a token.
This is what Jedediah was saying. Let's look at the substance. Let's make a judgment.
Exactly.
And when I looked at the substance, I saw nothing but a public relations stunt put on by the president, and maybe Kanye deciding it helped his reputation.
I am the token short person here.
That is true. What? Wait a minute.